So if you notice in 2014, a lot of divisiveness was happening. Racist memes, people hiding behind social media accounts, just dragging people through the mud. But a lot of my posts on social media would be solution based. It would be like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I know it's bad, but what can we do? You know what I mean? And Mike McMillan, who's the president and CEO of the Urban League, he's always on social media. That's a visionary guy. He's always on there. So he hit my inbox. He was like, it's like, Brother Dennis, he said, I like some of the stuff I see you writing about. He said, you have the perfect temperament for change. And he said, I'm trying to get a program to be funded that's going to be an economic solution to the crisis that's happening in Ferguson. And if he gets this funding, would I be able or willing to join the team? I didn't even ask a question. I said, when do I start? Well, a classic example of how Save Our Sons is, I always sell this program to say it isn't for everyone, but it is for anyone. So it's not no one-size-fit-all situation. It's a situation where you might find a college kid that comes home, he's graduated, yet he doesn't have a network in place. So he can benefit from the Save Our Sons program from the marketable aspect of we're bringing in company owners, we're bringing in CEOs, people that can be a mentor for you, offering shadow opportunities and interning opportunities. And then it could be a guy that's just come out of prison and he's never had a job a day in his life. We can turn his skills that he's done in the penitentiary into a resume, a skills resume, and be able to get him his first job. And the third guy is a person that's just got out of high school. He doesn't have a job because most of the times the first job that you get is the hardest job to get because you don't have any work experience. So through Save Our Sons, he's able to volunteer, get some logistical training because we have a warehouse that we make available for our students when they come in our program. We're going to train them on the job and pay them check stipends to where they can have a little money in their pockets while they make the transition to full-time employment. We go to Jeff City to the Al Gore Correctional Center where we're helping justice-involved individuals that's there. And it's like 4 or 5 Caucasian brothers, about 7 or 8 black brothers. And it's not a race thing. Just like Obama once said, it's not the black or the white, but the United States. So we're really trying to do transformative action. We really have to defrag, we have to unlearn, a lot of the stuff that's in their minds to be able to get them to talk about jobs. That's why when I talk about Save Our Sons, it's not just about the job. Because if I have a guy that's battling addiction, we need to find the proper mechanisms and partnerships that will give him a rehab. Or if I'm dealing with a person that's still got the street mentality, there's a section in Save Our Sons that talks about lifting yourself out of street mentality. How do you churn from a corner block dude into an executive that can argue your objectives without offending somebody? So we speak to them in a way that doesn't alienate them, because I think the magic sauce is they know we care. And a lot of workforce programs are like cookie cutter design. So they're doing work keys, they're looking at resumes through the applications and software that they have, but nobody's actually looking at the people as an individual and understand what makes them click, understand what type of person they are. Even with the success of Save Our Sons and everything that's happened in Ferguson, it's still so far to go. It's still not enough of the people that will support us. And I look at it like, well, Save Our Sons is helping families, it's saving young men, it's stopping a guy who otherwise probably would be running into your store doing some crime, taking him off of the street and making him a tax-paying citizen. I think anybody should support that. But it's even people from that community that wouldn't support it wholeheartedly. So it's still some learning on both sides. It's not just dominant society that needs to learn to support. It's the people that's impoverished because there's been this mind thing that's happened to everybody to where, we feel like it's somebody else's responsibility. This is not a job. This is now a mission. This is a life-changing thing. I found that Save Our Sons saved me probably more than it was saving the individuals that I was out to help. And I use that as a way to transcend, because I hear a lot of people that come up to me after 4 or 5 years and they should be like, hey, Brother Dennis, thank you for all you did, but I'm just as grateful to them for them listening, for them being able to show me that, hey, I went through hell before as well. But if you put yourself around someone that has some positive mentality, good energy, then you could pull yourself out of destruction.